I've never been afraid of challenging myself, pushing myself. I love the feeling of coming home in the afternoon, falling on my couch and not having any energy to get up. I view that as a very productive day. Having an opportunity and not taking it for granted. As long as you keep focusing on your ultimate goal, anything is possible.
I chose to go to New York University because of its academics. I was going there to get a top education and to try to excel in whatever major I chose, and then to go on to medical school. That was the original plan. To do well in basketball was good too, because it really still allowed me to be competitive and strive for bigger goals in the sport. NYU means to me a family, a loyal community. It's an incredible, diverse community, and it's a great place to have a balance between athletics and academics.
When you're a student athlete, you don't get the typical college experience, and I think that's a good thing. The discipline, the managing of time, just the intensity to being successful in whatever it is you take on. I think the lessons I learned in trying to be a football player really spilled over to the classroom. My senior year, I was able to be team captain, was able to lead my team. It was most important to me to earn the respect of my coaches and teammates. I think that's the biggest honor a player can get.
Notre Dame was the first time I was around people that had so many of the same shared values that I had. I felt like I belonged. And if you feel like you belong, then you can do anything. The biggest accomplishment from my time athletically at Notre Dame would be winning the national championship my sophomore year. When the ball crossed the line in sudden death, in that moment, it went from complete focus to complete elation. It was our first national championship, and I was voted defensive MVP of the tournament.
Tennessee, I didn't know a lot about, but just had a good visit, met some good people, thought I could be happy there in school, not just with the football program. I went to college to try to get a great education and try to be the best football player I could be. I ended up graduating in 3 years, handled that workload, and still have a pretty good GPA. Certainly proud of that accomplishment.
My top collegiate athletic experience was our NCAA win in 1998 when we upset Stanford as a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament. It's a moment that in the women's game, it has not been replicated. In the men's game, it's happened just once. It was a testament to the system and the work ethic of all of the players at the time, and just the leadership of our coaching staff. It was a pivotal moment for our program.
Reflecting back, as I stood there in 2000 in the Olympic podium on top of the world, really, I thought about that same journey that 11 years ago we left Soviet Union as immigrants, and it felt really surreal. It was more emotional from my family, from my dad. I actually never seen my dad shed a tear before, so it was pretty special.
January of my senior year was my second tryout with the women's national team, getting to play with some of these idols that were on my walls and posters. It was one of those moments that I was like, I'm not ready to be done yet. In soccer, caps is the number of times you step on the field to represent your country. And winning my 200th cap, I believe I'm the 13th woman to have done it. And it takes consistent performance and adaptability to achieve that.
I'm currently Vice President of Player Development and Organizational Growth at the Boston Celtics. And I also am one of the co-leads on our social justice and racial equity platform, Celtics United. As a community organization, we really pride ourselves in being able to leverage our brand and our platform to make an impact. Stakeholders from across our organization came together and pledged $25 million over 10 years to impact systemic racism issues, looking at ways where we can make a difference.
I was raised in a tremendous family. I had that modeled for me, and obviously it was a goal when I had my own family to have a very strong unit. And as long as you're playing well, you're going to have all the support of the public. But as soon as you hit a dry patch, that support's going to go away. Well, your family's always there for you. They didn't care if I made or missed a kick. So it was just a really good way to keep balance and perspective. And I think in a lot of ways allowed me to perform on the field the way I did for so long.
I'm a clinical assistant professor of surgery at NYU. I also own my own practice. I think patient outcomes is the most rewarding part of my work. It makes you feel good inside that someone is now able to do what they couldn't do before, and they have a positive outlook on life. Wanting to go out there and reach out to those who are younger than me, who want to do what I do or the things that I do, and being a light for them and being an example or blueprint as to how they can reach their goals. That's where I think I've been able to have my greatest impact in this stage of my life.
The foundation, Payback, for a long time supported youth organizations that provide leadership, growth opportunities to children who don't have life easy. Kids in Indianapolis, kids in New Orleans, the Louisiana areas, kids all over Tennessee, and now it's kids in Colorado where we live. So there's a lot of more kids in those areas you can touch in a lifetime, but if you make an impact on one, it's worth it, and it's also pretty impactful to you as well.